These are 3 real horror stories. Each one takes place in a bathroom, a place we all use every day. But for the people who experienced these, something was waiting for them. Late at night, behind a locked door, just out of sight. Whether it was at home, at work, or visiting someone else's house, these bathroom encounters left behind questions that were never answered. And they all happened after dark. This happened to me last October. I live in a quiet apartment complex just outside of Denver, Colorado. I'm a pretty chill guy. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't watch a lot of horror stuff, and nothing weird had ever really happened to me until this night. It was around 3 a.m. I had just finished gaming for a few hours and was getting ready to crash. I had a couple beers, I was tired, and all I wanted to do was brush my teeth and knock out. My bathroom is at the end of a short hallway across from my bedroom. There's a small window above the toilet that faces the back parking lot. It's one of those old crank windows that nobody really opens. I don't even think mine works. Anyway, I walk into the bathroom, flip the light on, and close the door behind me. I remember thinking how cold it felt in there, even though the heat was running in the apartment. I leaned over the sink to wash my face, and that's when I heard it. A whisper. At first, I thought it was just the plumbing, but then I heard it again. It was coming from the other side of the door. It sounded like someone was standing right outside the bathroom, whispering something I couldn't fully understand. I froze. I didn't move, didn't breathe, just listened. Then, clear as day, I heard, "Let me in." It didn't sound like a joke or a prank. It sounded wrong, like a voice you'd hear in a nightmare. Slow, flat, completely empty of emotion. My heart was racing. I knew I had locked my front door. There was no way someone got into my place. I live alone. And I sure as hell didn't imagine that voice. I just stood there, staring at the door, when I heard 3 soft knocks. Not banging, just 3 soft, deliberate knocks. Like the person didn't want anyone else to hear. I grabbed my phone out of habit and opened the camera, hoping maybe I could record something. But when I hit record, nothing happened. My phone froze. The screen just went black for a few seconds. When it finally came back on, the whispering had stopped. I didn't move. I waited in complete silence for what felt like forever. Then, I heard breathing. I swear to God. It sounded like someone was standing on the other side of the door, just breathing. Shaky, raspy breaths, slow and heavy. And then, silence. I waited another few minutes before I got the guts to open the door. There was nobody there. The hallway was completely empty. But something caught my eye. That window above the toilet, the one that had been shut for months, was open about 2 inches. I swear I didn't touch it. Nobody else has keys to my place. It's an old window, and it's never moved on its own before. And even weirder, when I tried to close it, it wouldn't budge. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I called maintenance and told them the window was stuck open. The guy came in and said, "This thing is sealed shut with old paint. There's no way it opened by itself." He even joked, "Unless someone crawled in through the wall." I laughed it off in the moment, but that window hasn't opened since. And my phone's recording app still randomly crashes to this day, only when I'm in the bathroom. To this day, I don't know who or what whispered behind that door. But ever since that night, I keep a towel stuffed under it when I sleep. Just in case, whatever it was, tries to come back. I saw a pair of feet under the bathroom stall. I was alone. This happened to me 2 years ago when I was working night shifts at a hospital in Oregon. I was an intern doing mostly desk work and patient file updates, so most of my nights were quiet. The hospital has a staff-only restroom on the 3rd floor, which is where I used to go around 2 or 3 a.m. during my break. It's a pretty isolated hallway, and no one's usually up there except maybe a nurse passing by once in a while. One night I went up as usual. The hallway was dead silent. The lights in that section of the building always flickered a bit, like they were overdue for replacement. I entered the restroom, and all the stalls were open. I went into the last one and locked the door. After a couple minutes, I heard the bathroom door creak open. It was slow, almost hesitant. I figured it was just another intern or nurse. But then, I saw something that still gives me chills. A pair of bare feet stepped in front of the stall next to me. Not shoes, not socks, bare, pale feet. They just stood there, not moving. No sound, no rustling. I stayed completely silent. Something about it didn't feel right. Then the feet slowly turned to face my stall. They just stood there, facing me. Still no movement, no breathing, no sound. I pulled my feet up on the toilet seat to hide them. After about 30 seconds of total silence, I heard something I'll never forget. The person slowly got on their knees, and I saw fingers reach under the stall wall, not grabbing, just feeling around. I was frozen. I didn't move an inch. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure they could hear it. And then, just as silently as they appeared, the fingers withdrew. The feet stood back up, and the person walked backward out of the bathroom, step by step, until they were gone. I waited in that stall for 10 more minutes before running out. When I told a night nurse about it, she got really quiet and said, "That bathroom's been weird since a patient died in there 5 years ago. He had a psychotic break, ripped off his hospital bracelet, and never wore shoes." The shower turned on by itself at 2:47 a.m. This happened last summer when I was visiting my cousin in upstate New York. She has this big old farmhouse that was built in the early 1900s. One of those houses with wooden floors that creak when you even think about walking. She gave me the guest room upstairs, and across the hall was the bathroom. The place was peaceful during the day, but honestly, it gave off some weird energy at night. I chalked it up to just being an old house. One night, I woke up to the sound of running water. I checked my phone. It was exactly 2:47 a.m. The sound was coming from the bathroom. The light was off, but I could hear water, like the shower had just been turned on full blast. I thought maybe my cousin woke up early or couldn't sleep. So I got up, walked across the hallway, and knocked lightly. No answer. I knocked again, louder. Still nothing. But the water kept running. So I opened the door slowly and saw the shower running at full pressure. But no one was in there. The mirror was fogged up. The bathroom smelled like soap, like someone had just been in there. The shower curtain was half open, water spraying out slightly, soaking the floor. I turned off the water and just stood there for a second. That's when I noticed something in the fogged-up mirror. A word had been written in the steam, like someone had used their finger to write it. It said, "Look down." I stepped back, heart in my throat. I looked down at the foggy floor tiles, and for a split second, I swear I saw bare footprints leading out of the bathroom and into my room. I sprinted back to my room, slammed the door, and locked it. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, I asked my cousin if she'd gone to the bathroom around 3 a.m. She looked confused and said no. She'd been out cold all night. I didn't tell her what I saw, but I haven't been back to that house since.